Hi, I'm James Green with ActualTech Media, and I'm here today at Kentik with Alex, who's VP of Product Marketing at Kentik, to talk a little bit about their solution and its SaaS-based nature, and the way that that offers some really neat things for their customers. So, Alex, traditionally, when we have collected network data for processing, we've done that with something like a on-premises Netflow collector that had limited capacity. It ran a specific version of software, and we had to maintain that, and we had to grow it as far as we could, but if we outgrew it, that's a problem. Because Kentik Detect runs in the cloud, you've kind of taken care of those problems, and you're able to offer some scalability and some retention and upgrades that are just way better than anything we've been able to do before. So can you just kind of expound on that? Tell me why it's good for your customers that your solution is SaaS-based.
So I think the first aspect of SaaS that is really important, and it's become, I think, very accepted now in IT, is the cost of ownership, right? So when you're buying appliances, you might be buying one, but oftentimes if you're large, you're buying a lot of them. There's a tremendous amount of cost to taking in hardware and racking it and maintaining it. There are hidden costs that vendors don't like to tell you about, which is you might be buying an appliance that says wonderful, and then within a couple of years it's end of life. And then all the capital assumptions you made about writing it down are all out the window, and you have to restart the clock. So there's a lot of obvious operational costs. There's a lot of hidden costs that arise. And actually, even worse, oftentimes vendors change their licensing when those EOLs happen. So everybody knows this in the industry. I've worked in vendors for a long time. I've seen it all. And that's really not a great deal for customers. So SaaS eliminates all those variable costs, those obvious and hidden costs to owning and maintaining your hardware. So I think that's the first and most important thing for customers, is that they know that what they're getting is always there for them. It's not going to change on them. It's a very easy business calculation to make. I pay the subscription, I get this incredible capability. Beyond that, another aspect is the upgrades to software. So in a SaaS, you have a continuous deploy model that's possible, and we certainly do. We're adding functionality all the time, and that means that you don't have to go and do the software upgrade. Oftentimes, the problem with that is that there's a lot of risk involved with making those upgrades. Nobody wants to do it. So you fall further and further behind in terms of your appliance OS upgrades, which then someone finally figures out, oh my gosh, we have this functionality we really want to have, but we're 12 revisions behind or something. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
Sometimes it's
right,
not.
It's not, right. And the final thing I think that's really great about the SaaS model is that a cloud-based way of building software is always API friendly. Now, I've worked in the industry for a while, and I can tell you with assurance that pretty much all appliances, the APIs are at best second-class citizens, because there's so much limitation in terms of horsepower that you have to put all your engineering eggs on the UI. And that means that it's almost impossible to extract any value out of that appliance to everything else. When you're running a SaaS in the cloud and you have the power and the computing capability, you can really have openness to share that data with other groups. And that's another factor for really cloud-based architectures that helps.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's quite a leap forward in network intelligence. I'm excited to see it and to try it. If anybody who's watching wants to take a look, how can they find you? How can they get started?
You can visit kentik.com. There's a rich set of information there, as well as there is a button that you can click to get a free trial, and you can be in production in 15 minutes.
Wow, great. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks a lot.